This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're tuning in from. Glad to have you aboard. It's just about 7:30 here in Alberta as we get geared up for the Edmonton Oilers and the Carolina Hurricanes. A game that I think I've been anticipating for a little while. So has every other Oilers fan. Let me tell you that much. The Oilers on a 5-6 day break, however you want to break it down. And yeah, you know what? Now it's finally game time and we are ready to rock and roll for what should be an exciting one tonight. The Carolina Hurricanes. Yeah, something about revenge, I think, is what's on the table here for the Oilers. Obviously, you start that game any better in the first period, and you probably have a pretty good shot at winning it a couple weeks back. And now, well, we'll see if the Oilers decide to go out there and have a better start tonight and possibly win this one for us. So again, we'll stay tuned, but we'll see what the Oilers do and go from there. Xander, Tim, welcome into the live stream. Glad to have you along tonight. Obviously, it's going to be one of those nights where who knows what's going to happen. Again, that Carolina game a couple of weeks back, I think we all expected exactly what happened, but still in the fashion it happened in, for me to be sitting there at the bar in Airdrie cheering actively when the Carolina Hurricanes scored a goal, saying, "We suck, let's go." Well, that's not necessarily a good thing at all. Not a good space to be in as a fan, I guess you could say. And the Oilers, well, they've turned their fortunes around ever since. And we'll see if that ends up being the key again tonight as they try once more to extend this winning streak that they're on. So we'll stay tuned for what the Edmonton Oilers decide to do against the Carolina Hurricanes. Spencer, good evening to you as well, as we're going to see what the Oilers can kind of muster up this evening. It's going to be interesting. I think biggest part is to see the start and then to kind of see how the rest of the first period goes, right? That first 5-10 minutes, yeah, I want to see the Oilers out there absolutely rocking and rolling. But if the Oilers want to go out there and at the same rate do something a little bit more for the rest of the period, that would be much more indicative of, I think, how the game's going to go, as opposed to if they let off the gas late in the first period. And of course, we've seen that a couple times this year, and it's pretty much sewered the games. So we'll see if that happens tonight or not. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So for the Edmonton Oilers right now, we're just on NHL's Best. For those of you watching in the United States, you'd be watching on the TNT pregame show right now, and I'm thinking that's going to be a pretty big game there in the States tonight. Obviously, Connor McDavid on national television, that's always a big thing. And secondarily as well, it's kind of going to be a big game for both teams. Both teams rock bottom in save percentage, I think is the stat. Yeah, rock bottom in save percentage. So kind of tough for the Carolina Hurricanes and the Edmonton Oilers at current. So we'll see what happens. But as we continue along, friends, Toph, welcome in. As well, Tim, welcome in as well. Glad to see you aboard, as we have got just a little bit of stuff to go here for the Oilers and Hurricanes game. It'll be interesting to see, like I said, that start, and then secondarily too, to see how Stuart Skinner does tonight. I think that's going to be a big time part of this hockey game, is how much Stuart Skinner responds against the Carolina Hurricanes tonight. So that's where we're currently sitting at. I think to go quickly check X and make sure we're all good over there. I don't think there's anything that we need to be aware of. I don't think there's much else to be aware of pre-game tonight. I think we got it pretty much set. Of course, Louis DeBrusque and Jack Michaels in the broadcast booth for us tonight. Gene Principe will have our stuff on the go. It's a 7:52 p.m. Mountain Time puck drop. That is absolutely bananas that we're going to wait that long for the puck drop tonight. Obviously, I think the game does flip to a 7:30 start time, so that is good to know at least. I don't think there's anything else. We really need to be aware of. I'm just scrolling through, not seeing much at all right now, so we should be good to just sit back, relax, and see what happens here tonight, friends. So HBO Max, Toff, is the HBO Max is what it's called, or is it just called Max nowadays? That's something I'm not sure. I don't know how all the cable works down there in the United States, but friends, um, I guess Philip Broberg's another topic of conversation right now too. We had another update today from Bob Stauffer, pretty much saying that yeah, it looks like he'll, instead of being traded, be sent down to the Bakersfield Condors. They'll call up someone like Ben Gleason, who would make sense. I think Ben's kind of been playing weird minutes down there in Bakersfield anyway, so it just is what it is. So see what happens for the Edmonton Oilers and who they call up. But Ben Gleason seems to be a pretty likely call up. He's obviously earned the NHL paycheck based on his preseason outing, and we'll see what happens here for the Edmonton Oilers in terms of what they can kind of do with Philip Broberg, because there's a lot that has to happen here for Philip Broberg to become the player that we all know he can be. But at the same rate too, as it currently sits, we can't exactly afford at the NHL level at least to give him that time to become that player we expect him to be, because we're, as Spencer said, in a points crunch. And as it currently sits too, the old standings not looking so great, that's for sure. Here as we go the conference, we want the wild card. That's where it gets really, really interesting. That. Currently as it sits, Edmonton 19 points. They are 8 points yet again out of a playoff spot. But you got to think that everybody ahead of them in the wild card chase has, at least one or more games played on them. The Kraken have 6 games played, or 4 games on them. Calgary has 3 games on them. Nashville has 3 games on them. So too, St. Louis and Arizona both have 2 games on the Oilers. So suddenly you cut that gap, and the Oilers, realistically, if they win 4 games, if they win 2 games, they're about 3-4 points back of the playoff chase. So we're not too far out. This 5-day break obviously throws a wrench into it, but trust me, we are about to giddy up and go here down this stretch of 2023. I'll give you the schedule here as it currently sits for the Oilers in the month of December. December, we go Carolina tonight. We go Wild on Friday. The 10th, New Jersey. Be at that game, by the way. 12th, Blackhawks. 14th, Lightning. 16th, Florida. And then you go New York Islanders, New Jersey Devils, 19th, 21st. 22nd, the New York Rangers. 28th, the San Jose Sharks. 30th, the LA Kings. And then the 31st, a Sunday 6 p.m. game, the Anaheim Ducks. So a big, quick weekend of hockey. That much is for sure. So hopefully for the Oilers here, they can find a way to get this job going and see what happens here for the Edmonton Oilers. So right now, as it currently sits, friends, there's a lot of room to make up space, and we'll see what ends up happening here in a little bit. But I think the game against New Jersey is going to be an interesting one. That could tell you a lot about what happens here for the Oilers based on what happens in that New Jersey game, because you have New Jersey, you beat them on a Sunday afternoon, a 2 p.m. game. A, I'm going to be jacked, and B, at the same rate, that's going to go a long ways to making sure this month is successful. If you can somehow avoid that disaster that normally is a 2 p.m. Sunday home game. So that's where we're currently at, friends. I'm just waiting. It's 7:24. We should be on the last commercial break of NHL's Best, and then we should be ready to rock and roll here for the hockey game in a little bit. But we'll see what ends up coming of it for the Edmonton Oilers tonight. And obviously, bigger question is how much this game sets up the rest of the month too. So, like I'm talking, that New Jersey game's important. You wonder what happens here tonight if the Edmonton Oilers decide to show up and win in convincing fashion to go on a 5-game winning streak. Jay, welcome into the chat. Jack, welcome in as well. Sam, liking the record a little bit better. Yeah, the record is a little bit better for the Oilers at the situation we find ourselves in now at 9-12-1 as opposed to 2-9-1. Definitely climbing out of the basement, that much is for sure. As we keep coming here, friends, JJ welcome in, and BOG welcome in as well, and Logan welcome in. We are just getting things going. So far so good in the pregame so far, I guess you could say, is it's just the Oilers need to show up and do the job this evening, and we will be much happier with the result if it is a win. In terms of who is in for this Carolina Hurricanes game, let's quickly go over there and find that out, Sam. That's a good question. We've got, it looks like probable is Antti Raanta. I would assume that it is going to be Antti Raanta, so we'll see what ends up coming from it tonight. But yeah, for the Oilers as it sits, friends, again, you just go out there, win tonight, you win convincingly tonight, and who knows what ends up happening for you. It could get really interesting if you do that. But we're on a 4-game win streak right now. Again, to give you some of those scores of how it's all busted open for the Edmonton Oilers, I guess, over the past 4 games. Just to give you an idea, we're still sitting third last in the Western Conference, but 5-0 against Washington. You got 8-2 against the Anaheim Ducks. Please move on, buddy. Please move on. What are you doing? What are you doing? Get down. 8-2 against the Anaheim Ducks. You got 5-4 against the Vegas Golden Knights, and then you've got 3-1 against the Winnipeg Jets. So the Edmonton Oilers doing their thing so far, and we'll obviously see if the offense continues again tonight for the Edmonton Oilers against the Carolina Hurricanes. That's going to be the bigger question. How much you win this one by, obviously, and how much that means going forward for this Edmonton Oilers squad. So we'll stay tuned and see what the Edmonton Oilers can manage to do here against the Carolina Hurricanes. In terms of the Hurricanes, to give you where they're sitting in the Eastern Conference, they're 5th. They're 14-9-1, despite only a +5 goal differential. So their last 5 games, to give them to you, kind of how they stack up: 3-2 against Columbus, 4-1 against Philly, 5-4 in OT against the Islanders, lost, 6-2 against Buffalo, and then 2-1 against the Winnipeg Jets. So Carolina definitely riding a little bit better than I think they were when we came to town a couple weeks back. So for the Hurricanes tonight, you don't want to lose this one because you've built your momentum off the Oilers and you want to keep it going. But for them, at the same rate, they're 3-1-1 in their last 5. We're 4-1-0. So hopefully the Oilers keep riding hot and we go from there, I guess, is going to be what happens this evening, because I do not want to have to sit there and break down another pathetic effort, if you get where I'm coming from. It's tough to go out there after the post games and actually try and comprehend why the Oilers sucked as bad as they did in that hockey game. And that Carolina one, let me tell you, they stunk it up. So hopefully they don't go out there and do that again tonight, and then we should be good to go. 4-game win streak, make it 5. Everything all of a sudden looks a little more smiley for us, and that would be much better. But we'll see what the Oilers decide to bring in the first 5, 10, 15 minutes of the hockey game, and then we'll see where that comes from in terms of a score perspective after 20 minutes of play, as long as the Oilers decide to close out the last 5 minutes of play. Friends, if you are new to the channel right now, just seeing about 70 hanging out, if you are new, please consider hitting that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV. That'd be greatly appreciated. Pushing towards 15,000 by the end of the month. Currently sitting at just over 13,766. So yeah, I know it's lofty, but there's the World Juniors in there, and obviously tonight I've got a good feeling we're in for a good little treat on the live stream this evening. So we'll see what that ends up trending towards for the Edmonton Oilers tonight, and of course us here in the Dolynny TV live stream. Friends, reminder though, as I'm seeing Toff pointed out earlier, I don't really get a chance to watch the chat as much as I used to. Back in the day when I was live streaming a different way, it was much easier to watch, but now with the camera over there and the TV over there, it kind of makes it a little difficult. And of course I'm trying to keep my focus on the camera as well a little bit, because I'm terrible for doing that lately, so I end up just spacing out, talking to you, rambling on, and if I miss anything, that is my apologies. But that is where we that is where we find ourselves in the year 2023. Yeah, you know what? Drawbacks of the backdrop, I guess is what you'd say. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, as we go here, friends, I don't think there's really anything much more that needs to be said about this hockey game, so I'm hoping we just get to the pregame aspect of this broadcast for the Edmonton Oilers. It is a 7:52 p.m. Mountain Time puck drop in Edmonton. So if you're going down to the game and you're tuning into the Dolynny TV live stream right now on your way, my apologies. My goodness, that is rough because the Oilers game does not start till 7:52, and obviously, you know, like you can be in the building an hour before the puck drop supposedly. So that's a big tough one. All right, here we go, friends. We've got Connor McDavid and company on the national. Well, I don't know if it's a national broadcast in Canada. It is. Well, it's a Wednesday. It's Wednesday tonight. Is it? Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah. Having the Monday off has absolutely scrambled my brains, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, it is Wednesday, so I guess it would be a national broadcast as well up here in Canada. Sorry, I thought it was a Thursday all day. That's not good. The weekend's that's gonna be rough. But yeah, the Oilers will look to, I guess, shine bright on a Wednesday night hockey game, if it is indeed a Wednesday night hockey game. I think the game earlier tonight might have been, but it's fine and dandy. Carolina Hurricanes, Edmonton Oilers. We'll see what ends up coming of this one for them. And it looks like it is just Edmonton Oilers regular broadcast. So nothing special. It is Wednesday, right? Oh boy. Yeah, it is Wednesday. I'm not crazy. Okay, we're good. Sorry, my apologies. But we should be ready to rock and roll here this evening. Carolyn Cameron in studio bringing us into the locker room right now. But friends, good evening. Welcome aboard if you're just tuning in. The Oilers, the Hurricanes, getting ready to do battle at 7:52 p.m. here in short little work. Obviously, a little bit to go yet, so we'll hang out for the next little bit. But Jamal Myers, Jennifer Botterill, and Sam Cosentino on the panel right now as the broadcast officially flips to the Edmonton Oilers feed for us, and we are set for what will be the next run, 20 minutes to puck drop. I did not expect to be talking as much as I did. Of course, that's the gamble you always take with these 7:30 national or whatever you want to say broadcast games, whether it be in Canada or the United States, is they drop the puck at whatever random time. So we'll see what ends up happening here. But Connor McDavid riding hot. Obviously, we had the something is right with Connor McDavid video earlier. 16 points in 16 games. Last 4 he's had 13. Yeah, something is definitely right with Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers all of a sudden over the last 4 or 5 games. So we'll see if they can kind of keep building. And of course, you think about what that push at the end of the Carolina game might have sparked this win streak, but again, it was way too little too late. So tonight, show up and win this game and show that you mean to be on a 5-game win streak, right? That's kind of where we're at. Makes sense to me. All right. Here we go, friends. We are ready to just continue on with the pregame show, I guess you could say. That's kind of the problem today. Is it's been a long day enough already, and we're going to see what happens. Long day driving around, that's for sure. It was kind of an interesting day where every time I seemed to get back to the shop, we'd end up getting back out on the road and running around, and the shop manager's yelling at me, "What the heck are you doing? You need to be here. What the heck's going on?" And sitting there, well, if I quit getting directed onto the road, I'd be here. But no, it was a good little day of work, and obviously, like I said, a long day just based on sitting in traffic quite a bit today. But that's fine and dandy. So we'll see what ends up happening here for the Edmonton Oilers and the Carolina Hurricanes right now. Carolyn Cameron in the panel just walking us through the early part of this hockey game. I really don't think there's anything that will develop here prior to the game. Again, if you're looking for Philip Broberg news, Philip Broberg will be in the minors tomorrow, likely, according to Mr. Bob Stauffer. All right. Anything we are missing? Nothing else here. Don't think there's anything else we are watching or looking for. Dallas, Florida third period is apparently wild. What's going on in that Dallas, Florida third period? I want to know. I want to find out. Dallas, Florida, it's 5-4 in the third period. Okay, that's pretty intense game. Yeah, I guess you could say. Good call there by Jeff Merrick, who's all of a sudden started tweeting a little bit more over the past little bit. I don't think there's anything else that we missed, so we'll go over to the old Oilers Dolynny TV list and see if there's anything we can possibly get here, and I don't think there is. Nothing. No, I think we are good to go. Connor McDavid has 16 points during 6-game point streak after having 13 points in his first 14 games of the season. So however you slice it, Connor McDavid's on one heck of a heater right now, and we look forward to him continuing to do that. So we'll see what ends up happening here, but obviously we'll see if Mr. Connor McDavid can keep that going, I guess you could say, right? That's going to be the big question right now, if Connor McDavid and company can keep it rolling. Zach Hyman talking to Gene Principe. Glad that we didn't end up losing Zach Hyman any longer than we did. He's been integral in the lineup past few games, obviously buzzing up there with the big boys in Nugent Hopkins and Connor McDavid. So we'll see what happens here for the Edmonton Oilers. But yeah, as it currently sits, friends, we are just on the I guess you could say pregame show, and now we'll slice over to the Carolina Hurricanes and talking about them on the panel. But there really ain't much to talk about the Carolina Hurricanes other than they're a good goal or a good team, and they just can't seem to get save percentage. So Peter, however you say it, Kokechkov is going to probably get the start by the looks of things tonight. 283 goals against average, 881 save percentage. He appears the man destined to start this evening for the Carolina Hurricanes. So we'll see if that ends up being the case this evening. But you also have Antti Raanta, who's had a pretty rough year as well. 6-4-0, 333 goals against average, and an 859 save percentage. Remember, once upon a time, Stuart Skinner was the worst goalie in the NHL in save percentage, but that now strongly is in favor of Antti Raanta. The best shot differential per game this season, the Edmonton Oilers at a 4.9, Carolina Hurricanes at a 10.0. So we'll see if that ends up continuing on tonight, if Carolina can outshoot the Oilers heavily, or if the Carolina Hurricanes end up surrendering a bunch of shots to the Oilers, i.e. 40, and the Oilers end up losing. That's been a magic number for the Oilers this year as well. So see what happens. But yeah, some young fans in the stands this evening for the Oilers. Obviously the minor hockey crew there from the Flyers. I don't know who the Flyers are in that in the Edmonton Oilers area of the woods, but guess we'll find out, friends. I am going to take a quick moment here to run upstairs, though. Right, we still got 14 minutes to puck drop, so give me a minute. I'm going to go run upstairs and quickly go grab one more little bite to eat here before we get going. Again, if you are new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button, and I'll be right back before you know it. All right, friends, let's do this. Gene Principe now on our television. Well, he is talking about giving us a break, right? 5 days between games. Last played Thursday night, did the Oilers. Homestand, 6-game homestand of the season for the Oilers. Longest of the season, actually, this year. That is interesting for sure. The Oilers hoping that the longest homestand of the year is the one that turns the season around, as we'll see what ends up coming of it for the Edmonton Oilers this fine homestand. 4-game winning streak, 20 goals for, 7 goals against, right? The Oilers' goaltending has been pretty good this past few games as well, so we'll see what Stuart Skinner has in mind for us this evening, and obviously, too, the Oilers' offense. You want to see them blitzing out there against Carolina. That would be happy and healthy, and obviously, too, the Oilers scoring a bunch of goals against the Ducks. That was a big memorable moment of the season so far, that's for sure. We'll see if the Oilers have any more memorable moments for us coming up here, friends. Evan Bouchard tied for 5th in defense scoring right now, 22 points on the year. That is absolutely insane to think Evan Bouchard, despite having the struggles that he is having the season that he is for the Edmonton Oilers so far. So we'll see if that remains true here this evening as he continues on. But again, the Oilers pretty much getting point per game out of Evan Bouchard, which means you know what? They have a defenseman that can pile up points, and thankfully getting some help on the back end in terms of scoring, which has always been a struggle in Edmonton. And we'll see if Darnell Nurse tonight continues to ride hot and maybe have another few-point game for himself there, as it looks like the old theatrics inside Rogers Place are ongoing right now as the pregame continues to amp up. Jack and Louie in the broadcast booth right now. They've got all their stickers, all their notes, all their everything. Jack's got his highlighter out and everything, so interesting to see that the boys behind the scenes have all the prep work going into tonight's hockey game, tonight's telecast. Remember, after all, they are professionals, so got to do a little bit of prep work. Last meeting for the Oilers, it was a rough one for them, as you would like to see them put a little bit more effort in that first period. But of course, Antti Ranta and Peter Kachkov put together a 60-minute performance that ended up winning the Edmonton Oilers that hockey game, and that was Connor McDavid looking very distraught, very angry on the on the bench. And then going into Washington November 24th, they were ready, amped, and won 5-0. So we'll see if that is the case again tonight, friends, as we get going for this one. We're about 8 minutes away from puck drop, so we are about 4 minutes away from our land acknowledgement, and then of course the anthems, and we should be ready to rock and roll tonight. I will tell you though, the Oilers in the Pacific Division, they need to get going again tonight, because they need to start climbing those standings fast, and if they can do it, then we're going to be in good shape, because you just don't want to miss the playoffs, friends. That's number one. We do not want to miss the playoffs this year, and obviously if we do, then that's going to lead to many bigger, badder questions, that's for sure. Leon Draisaitl's goal against the Winnipeg Jets, I listened to that on the radio. That was absolutely electric to listen to with Cam Moon on the radio call. So Jack Michaels, Louis DeBrusque ready to give us the play-by-play television call tonight. We'll see if that is just as electric. Oof. Tell you, I gotta remind myself to breathe sometimes. That would be a handy thing to do as well. It's gonna be interesting to see how hyped up things get here down this first period. You know, the Oilers have started a lot of first periods this year very hot, so we'll see if they end up doing it again tonight and hopefully the rest of the season, but maybe concluding the season. Here come the Oilers onto the ice for the pregame ceremony stuff, as they are out on the ice. Jack Michaels, Louis DeBrusque on there, so we should be ready for tonight's land acknowledgement from Chief Willie the Little Child, and we should be ready to rock and roll for what will be a good hockey game tonight. Craig McTavish on the desk with the Edmonton Oilers right now. Of course, McTavish has been a kind of a regular guest over the past year or two or three, so we'll see what ends up happening here for the Oilers this evening. That's really all I can say. So Craig McTavish is going to try and walk us through it, but I can't hear the word Craig McTavish is saying, so that's going to be the tough part here tonight for sure. And they're going to show all those highlights of the goals against the Oilers in the game against Carolina there. That was tough. Honestly, watching that first period of play was just ugly, ugly, ugly. All left alone side of the net tap-ins. So hopefully for the Oilers tonight, that is cleaned up and that is not an issue. And then maybe we can rock and roll a good little hockey game here. So, friends, as we wrap up the pregame show festivities, I just want to give you an idea of where we sit on the watch time tonight, 32.5 hours. So if this first period is any good, we should be able to hit that big 250 mark, no problemo tonight. And then, of course, get the post game up if there is a post game to be had tonight. I'm expecting there to be, so we'll see what happens here. Is Chris Knoblauch on the bench with the Edmonton Oilers, ready to rock and roll for this one. I got that same, honestly, I could rock that hairstyle if I really tried. But Paul Coffey on the bench as well. He's talking things over and seeing where the Oilers are going to kind of suit up for this one to begin the hockey game. And we've had an extended pregame ceremony for this one, like pregame, I guess, on broadcast, which is a little unusual for Oilers broadcast. But Gene Principe, Craig McTavish, and the rest of the NHL holding tight right now as we're just waiting for NHL on TNT to get things going. Looks like Rob Clark has walked out to sing the anthem tonight. Looks like somebody else is walking out behind him. And for some reason, we've got a whole bunch wait around and find out right now for the Oilers. Here's Connor McDavid coming out. Oh, it is the Molson Cup. That's what else we got going on this afternoon. That would make sense as Chris Knoblauch looks on. And it is interesting to see all this playing out. They're not showing Connor McDavid with the Molson Cup and all that pregame ceremony stuff that they used to, but interesting for sure. All right, well, we'll see what happens here. There we go, Molson Cup presentation. Okay, so that was the end of that. Chief Willie Littlechild will now do the pregame land acknowledgement, as we do traditionally before every Edmonton Oilers home game. And of course they'll flash that Turtle Island logo, Turtle Island Edmonton Oilers logo, one of the best pieces of art the Oilers have ever done in franchise history, and one that I look forward to hopefully seeing on an actual game-worn jersey one day when the NHL figures it out. But yeah, no, you know what, that's done and dusted already. Just like that, we're moving along here. We're into the U.S. National Anthem, just like that, as we will rock and roll for the Carolina Hurricanes, and then we will have the Edmonton Oilers here getting going in a matter of moments. But the Oilers on the near side blue line to Robert Clark, the Carolina Hurricanes more center ice. And, well, Rob Clark will start singing the anthem here this evening, the American National Anthem, as we are just moments away, friends. Again, this has been an extended version of the Dolynny TV pregame show. Usually we're about 25 minutes. This has already been 35 minutes, 10 minutes extra. Hey, you know what? Not necessarily in game shape after 5 days off, so it is what it is. Friday night, not sure if I'll have a live stream to put together or not, but we'll find out, that's for sure. And obviously right now the Canes and Oilers just ready to do battle this evening. Kokechkov is the starter tonight for the Carolina Hurricanes, so we'll see if the Oilers can kind of turn the tide as they did in that second and third period against Carolina with Kokechkov in net. So see what ends up happening here, but lots of Oilers fans in the stands this evening. Obviously, too, it is Student Rush night, so those of you friends tuning in live from Rogers Place, if there are any of you, look for it to get rowdy in the upper bowl section, all right? You got that? I've been there, done that. I can tell you that much for sure. O Canada now playing at Rogers Place. We're just moments away from this Edmonton Oilers hockey game, getting ready to rock and roll. Derek Ryan on the bench, Connor Brown on the bench. You see all the Edmonton Oilers fans in the stands ready to rock and roll for tonight's game. a bunch of folks ready for this one, that's for sure. And as well, the HVAC work within Rogers Place, man, I cannot imagine the headache that was to put together, let me tell you that much. The old residential stuff pales in comparison to the commercial or industrial kind of stuff the Edmonton Oilers were using. Oh, grain of granola going down the tube the wrong way. All right, here we go. James Hamlin also on the bench, by the way. Good to see him still up with the big club. And we are ready to rock and roll for hockey here in a matter of moments. Friends, Leon Draisaitl on the bench as well. We should be ready to go here in just a few moments. There is an Edmonton Oilers fan wearing, well, not an Edmonton Oilers fan, I guess, Carolina Hurricanes fan, wearing a Hartford Whalers jersey to tonight's game, of course. A little standard tradition, I'm sure, across the NHL. You'll see the Whalers jerseys in the stands anytime the Hurricanes are in town. And here we go. The Edmonton Oilers ready to rock and roll for this one. Rogers Place, the site of tonight's hockey game. All right, here we go. Here we go. We're ready to rock. As we should be good to go. 8-7-1 for Stuart Skinner. 316 goals against average. Kokechkov 283, 881. One shutout on the year. 500 record right down the middle. So see what ends up happening here for the Edmonton Oilers as Ryan McLeod, first goal of the season, November 30th versus Winnipeg. It was an empty net goal, and he will start at the face-off dot against Jordan Staal and win it back. That sucks for my fantasy team. Jordan Staal needs to win face-offs tonight, if nothing else. This one's going to come chasing in behind the Edmonton Oilers net. Sealed off there by CC. He'll flip it along the near side boards. Warren Foegele battling. Can't win it, and the Jacob Slavin will fire it down low in behind the Oilers net. Nice play ahead by Nurse, and that will send Warren Foegele into the offensive zone. He's crashing and banging, and he's got the turnover in front. And I don't know if that's Ryan McLeod's goal or Warren Foegele's goal. Either way, the Edmonton Oilers, on one of the weirdest bounces to start a hockey game, end up scoring right out off the hop. I'm not sure what happened there. They just kind of threw it in front, did Foegele, and now Ryan McLeod goals in back-to-back games by the looks of it. As here's Foegele. He lost the battle along the near side boards in his own zone, wins in front, and Ryan McLeod didn't even realize he had scored. He just slammed it home, and pretty much look at this one right in front. Ryan McLeod slams it home. Goaltender's on top of it, and McLeod just celebrates a big-time goal right there. That's insane that one popped out of the net that fast. But, wow, that was pretty quick for the Oilers. Less than half a minute in, and that's already, no matter what, a better start than against Carolina in their home barn. So right like that, you're up 1-0 with 19:26 to go here in this first period of play. That's a good start, and obviously Ryan McLeod now gets his first goal against an NHL goalie this season. So we'll see what the Oilers have in store for us the rest of the way here. As the face-off now for Connor McDavid, Zach Hyman, and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. So we'll see what comes here. But the face-off now for Nugent-Hopkins. He'll win it back to Ekholm. Ekholm will look across to Bouchard. Bouchard down low. Spinning around is McDavid. Over to Ekholm. Scores! Top shelf. Puts it home. Chip shot. Scores. Easy goal there for Matthias Ekholm. And Rob Brendamore doesn't have a clue what's happening. The Oilers have scored 41 seconds into the game twice over. And just like that, the Oilers are doing their thing. And yeah, you know what? The Oilers fans are enjoying the heck out of this one so far. That is huge. The Oilers right away, bing bang, work the puck around. Connor McDavid spins off a check, and right in front, Matthias Ekholm cashes it home. And the Oilers just absolutely lighten up Carolina just right out of the gate. Like I said, the start was going to be fun. I almost guaranteed that. But now you just got to go out there and finish this one off. Nice to see Ekholm get the goal, though, because the Oilers obviously need to keep the offense going from the defenseman. And looks like we have a penalty up against Evander Kane or an icing call. Not too sure, but Matthias Ekholm squares away his goal. Sean Cullicutt from Fort McMurray wins the Save on Foods gift card, and that one's just a thing of beauty. Ekholm over to Bouchard, and you see almost a 1-3-1 there for a little bit as the Oilers kind of, I guess it was a 1-2-2 in the offensive zone, kind of shifting around and then kind of going from 1-2-2 to 2-1. And nice little movement there for sure in the offensive zone to score that goal. This one though, Ceci near side to Draisaitl. Draisaitl's going to snap it across. The shot comes in from Kane. Fired save made by Kokechkov, his only second of the game. And now the Oilers are going to turn and burn back the other way. Here is Connor Brown in on the right wing. He comes down and barrels against the boards. Kane spins in front. Brown gets a tip on the puck, but could not bat it home. And this one's going to come all the way down low into the Oilers' end. Darnell Nurse on the icing call collects, and the Oilers will have the face-off in the Carolina Hurricanes zone. And sorry, I was thirsty there. I was dying for a drink. But yeah, the Oilers off to a hot start here so far. You can obviously see if they can continue it here. But that was just a thing of a beauty pass there from Draisaitl, and Kane trying to pick top corner. And the Oilers battle this puck up. Unfortunately, they have to backtrack at the Carolina Hurricanes blue line, and that causes them to go out of the zone. But you look at that there from the Edmonton Oilers perspective, Bouchard and McDavid end up getting the assists on that goal from Ekholm. So now you have Bouchard up to 23 points on the year, and Connor McDavid starts December exactly how he left November, scoring points. So here's the near side pass, trying to get it out of the zone. The shot slapped in from the blue line for the Oilers. Can't find the front of the net. Ekholm directs around the boards. Weak play, and then it ends up coming back to the near side where the Carolina Hurricanes control at the blue line. Nice tip there by Ryan Nugent-Hopkins to get it briefly out. And now the Oilers try to spring McDavid, almost had it, and this is just going to work back quietly into Oilers' possession on the right-hand dot in their own zone in front of Stuart Skinner. Pass to the far side, and the Oilers will lift back into the Carolina Hurricanes zone. Sam Gagner comes in, creates traffic, shot fired off Kokechkov, comes back to the blue line. Gagner, Hamblin, and Derek Ryan, your fourth line tonight. Nurse, Ceci, of course, Ekholm, Bouchard, and Kulak and Desharnais. Those are your defensemen. So that's where we're at. So we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening here for the Oilers in this one. Now up 2-0, 17 and a half minutes to go in this first period of play. Stuart Skinner mishandles the puck in behind the net. Oof, that was sketchy, but at least the Oilers were able to avoid it. They've got it in the near side corner. Goes around the boards now. Kulak will play this one off wall. Hamlin is able to take over. Near side pass, bounced up off the boards and down the length of the ice. 17 minutes to go in this first period of play. 5 shots on goal for the Oilers. None so far for the Carolina Hurricanes. No backdoor tap-ins. So we're going to see this one coming back in behind and see what happens right now for the Carolina Hurricanes. This one's bounced up off the boards, tipped back in. Jordan Staal on the break ends up getting all the way down into the Oilers zone. Stop made by Skinner. Second one, third one from Stuart Skinner. And the Oilers are able to avoid a little catastrophe in their own zone. And then the craziest hop I've seen in a while goes up into the air, into the glove of Stuart Skinner. And the Oilers are able to make another stop there that ends up being huge, because that is just a breakdown in coverage there for the Oilers. Nifty tip pass there for the Carolina Hurricanes, albeit. And then Stuart Skinner has to make a sequence of saves in which earlier in the year he wasn't making those sequences of saves. So good to see as the Oilers end up doing their job. Shot fired towards Stuart Skinner. He doesn't see it go towards the net, so this one will be directed back down low, back over the Carolina Hurricanes. Will play this one down low, pass in front. 3 jams at it, 4 jams at it. Sorry, this is getting too sketchy at this point. Stuart Skinner bails the Oilers out. The Oilers again immediately turn it over in the slot. They take down a Carolina Hurricane, and now the scramble ensues. It's back to the point. Hurricanes over handle, and it will come back to the near side. Hurricanes Orlov back over to Chatfield. Chatfield under duress will bounce off the end boards to Orlov, and he will play ahead as the Hurricanes are out and back up the other way as Svechnikov from Kotkaniemi directed back down by Teravainen. end of the near side boards it comes for Orlov, who's going to play this one down to Kotkaniemi again. He'll look in front. The Carolina Hurricanes. Shot fired, save made by Stuart Skinner. And now another chance here is that one will pop out of play on the shot directed towards Skinner. So already a very, very ugly start here now for the Oilers in the last few minutes of play. But hey, you know what? 2-0. We'll take it. This is just a good sequence of saves here from Skinner, who makes a couple of them off the pad. And you look at how close that was to going in. Skinner did everything he could to keep that one out. And he did it, so that's all that matters. 15:40 to go here in this first period of play. In behind the net, as this is going to be picked up. The shot off the side of the net, and it just gets it now back near side. It'll be forced down low. Connor McDavid around the boards as the Carolina Hurricanes coming fast and heavy here on the boards, forcing the Oilers down low to make some mistakes, I'm sure. And this one's going to go down in behind the net, fired in front. The Oilers just about turn it over, and the Oilers will now exit the zone. Bouchard, far side pass in front of the benches, gets the man going down the length of the boards. Tip play around the rim, can't do it. And now the Oilers continue to battle here. And this is going to be a shot fired. Nope. Thought better of it by Connor McDavid. And this one's played down low as Kokechkov will try and seal it. He couldn't. This is going to bounce off the boards here a couple of times. And the Oilers will continue to work along the boards. Pesce just got worked over by Zach Hyman. And this one's going to come near side now. Bouchard sees it come back to the point. Now looking down in the middle of the ice. Bouchard across. Can't seem to do it. Bouchard will again look in behind the net. McDavid trying to seal off his man. Can't seem to do it there. And now the Oilers still have control at the blue line. They are putting in a workman-like effort on this shift, that's for sure. Here's Hyman in behind the net. He'll cut back, and he'll cut right to the front. Shoots. Scores! Zach Hyman, baby, puts us up 3-0. And Zach Hyman jumps into the boards just like that. He is jacked up. He had stayed out there for an extended shift. And I mean, the man was working. I could barely follow that puck movement. And the Oilers end up going up 3-0 just 6 minutes in to this first period. And Zach Hyman, nice little power moves here to come out of the corner. But you look at that. He kept that puck alive on Kokechkov, who easily had the freeze. The shot hit the referee in behind the net. And then Hyman spinning off Pesce, who was out there a long while as well. He cuts back in front and tucks it far side post to put us home. So, all right. Let's go. So, good to see Zach Hyman, all kinds of snowy, big-time effort there. He puts it home. 3 goals for the Oilers. That's going to boost things if we get that goal number 4 this game. So, we'll see if the Oilers can do this here. So, yeah, let's keep this rocking here. 14-14 to go, and we've got a goalie change. Antti Ranta's into the game for the Carolina Hurricanes. He's got the worst save percentage in the NHL last I heard. So, yeah, this is where we're at, as this one's going to be batted along the boards, played up ahead by the Carolina Hurricanes off the faceoff. I'm having a hard time saying that for some reason today. Vinny Desharnais is going to deflect off the glass and out of the defensive zone. 13th goal this season for Zach Hyman. Assist to Bouchard and Bouchard apparently. Okay, cool. Whatever. That seems to work. 3rd and 5th assist for some reason for Bouchard. Whatever. I guess he got his 4th one on the goal earlier. I don't know. You tell me. Sportsnet's all kinds of confused here. 13:40 to go. Ranta gets his first puck touch. And this one's going to come back now in behind the Carolina net. 13:30 to go in this first period of play. Kokechkov allowed 3 goals on 6 shots. Big hit in the neutral zone as the Carolina Hurricanes player barrels over an Edmonton Oilers in the middle zone. But just to give you an idea of how these goals were scored so far, it's been pretty interesting to see the Oilers go out there and score 3 in the first period, I'll tell you that much. Right now you've got Warren Foegele, the lone assist on the Ryan McLeod goal, and then Matthias Ekholm and Zach Hyman the goals earlier, as those are still credited as unassisted. They're trying to correct that, I guess, as this one's going to be Kotkaniemi getting worked over on the far side boards in the Oilers zone. Shot fired from the blue line. Stuart Skinner makes the save, and it pops up and out of play with 13:14 to go, friends. That's huge for us Edmonton Oilers fans who again get to see the Oilers put up a 3-0 lead right out. All right, so we're going to sit here and I'm going to test the ads button for the first time tonight. Let me know if you do get an ad or if you don't get an ad, as that's always interesting to just double check on. But, what a move for Zach Hyman, who did the job right there. So hopefully for the Oilers, this is signs of things to come here in the month of December. We really appreciate that if that is the case. That's for sure. Friends, welcome aboard to the chat if you're just tuning in. Tonight I'm trying to stay a little bit more focused on the I guess play-by-play you could say, because one thing I've kind of heard some comments on is from the people that I've talked to out there in the public, of course all you guys that come up and say hi whenever you notice me out doing enticing things. I really do appreciate that, but one thing I've heard is a lot of you sit back, watch the game, and actually kind of time it up with the real hockey game and end up more or less listening to me as your broadcaster. So that's really special, and I mean that deserves to be treated with a little bit of respect my way as well. So not wasting your time while the game's on, I guess you could say. So that's where we're at. We'll see if we can get that going here for the return to action in a matter of moments. But for the Oilers, we'll be getting back to action in just a moment or two. It's been a crazy start to the year so far. We all know that. But the Oilers at risk of all of a sudden going to 10-12-1 this season, and wouldn't that be a difference maker? That's for sure. So Connor McDavid and Evan Bouchard ended up drawing the assist on the Mattias Ekholm goal, and Mattias Janmark drew his second assist of the year, and Evan Bouchard is 19th on Zach Hyman's 13th goal of the year already. That's crazy to think. So all right, here we go. Face off the draw. There's an Oiler that takes an absolute spill. It looks to be looks to be Leon Draisaitl, as the Oilers will work this one back into possession at the blue line. Nice nifty almost high stick by Cody Ceci in the offensive zone to keep that puck alive. Oilers again bat that one free and just about come up with it. It'll be Connor Brown batting it free from the Carolina defense. Couldn't have gotten it much more free, but unfortunately Carolina able to recover. Back the other way down the right wing in the Oilers zone. Carolina's right there. Could talk about recovering though. Connor Brown doing his best to keep that one off the stick of the Hurricanes in the offensive zone. And this one again comes back to the Carolina blue line, where the Hurricanes will end up moving up ahead, flipping in, glove save Stuart Skinner, and that is a big time save right there to end that quick fire into the zone by the Carolina Hurricanes. I really should just be calling them the Canes, to be honest with you. Active long point streak so far in the NHL. 9 games for Evan Bouchard. Nikita Kucherov's at 11. Zuccarello's at 10. McKinnon is at 9. So interesting to see that so far. We'll have the face-off to the right of Stuart Skinner, who caught it just outside of the near side blue line. And now the Oilers will try and set this one up. 24 points in 23 games this season for Evan Bouchard, as this will be worked off the face-off by Brett Burns. He'll go down low for Jordan Staal, who ends up getting tripped up, and the Oilers, just got away with a call. That's a call 2 weeks earlier was not going the Oilers' way, and now all of a sudden it does at home on a Wednesday night. Zach Hyman in the offensive zone. This one in the middle. Pass overhandled by the Oilers, but Bouchard able to keep it alive. Now down low, here's Zach Hyman, still hungry for more. In behind, the pass goes to McDavid. Passes him. McDavid again, though, comes up with the puck. Nugent Hopkins able to get it to the point. Ekholm fires the shot. Glove save on Tiranta with 11:48 to go in this first period of play. And we will have a stoppage here with the Oilers now having 8 shots on goal this evening. So Mattias Ekholm fires the shot, and good screening in front. Tiranta got a good last few seconds look at it as he was able to glove it, albeit not too cleanly, but able to get just enough of it with 11:48 to go here in this first period of play. We'll see what ends up coming from it for the Oilers now, as this one's back to the point, as this will be Vinny Desharnais playing it down low. This one off the wall now for the Oilers as Janmark scrambles it up alongside Warren Foegele and Ryan McLeod. Bounce in front, almost buys the Oilers' favor. Carolina comes up with it at their own blue line. They'll chip it through one Edmonton Oiler, not through Warren Foegele, and then a scramble there ensues as Carolina is able to come up with his puck. Canes to the near side. Orlov will fire it into the Oilers' end. Rimmon left to right around the end boards, and this one comes near side again to Warren Foegele, who will look for something, but it ends up hopping onto the stick of Stuart Skinner. Near side pass goes to the far side, and now here's Vinny Desharnais bouncing it off the boards right into the wheelhouse of Evander Kane, who just got sealed off by the Canes defender at the blue line. This one worked back again by the Carolina squad into the Oilers' end. Shot fired by Aho, just misses the far side corner and ends up rimming all the way out of the Oilers' end. The Carolina Hurricanes, they've had a couple of bursts of energy here in this first. It'll be how the Oilers manage those down the stretch here in this hockey game as to how successful they are with coming away with the W, up 3-0 midway through this first period. Coming out of the corner, Leon Draisaitl looking to drive the net there. Ends up spinning off the check, loads up Darnell Nurse, who fires a weird random shot that just kind of almost finds the top of the net, not the back of the net, top of the net, as it bobbled all the way through traffic right there. The Oilers will cut through neutral ice. This one comes back into the Carolina end. Connor Brown will fire it down low. Kane's going to go up against the boards there aggressively against Pesce. Here's Brown. Brown chips in front off the back of the net. Kane just about found the rebound. Couldn't do it, and the Oilers knock it down to the blue line again, keeping it in for one last chance. But now instead the Carolina Hurricanes get it all the way into the Oilers' end. Get the line changed. Draisaitl driving down deep. He's going to be out-mustered for that puck, and he's going to have to be going for a line change here because he's been working for a little while, and he looks a little tired out there, kind of like he does in overtime sometimes. Kotkaniemi in the middle, sealed off by not one, not two, not three Oilers, but four, as the Carolina Hurricanes set up the attack, rimming it around the zone. Comes back high to the point, the shot near side now. Slavin fires the shot, save made by Stuart Skinner. And I mean, if Stu's going to get those kind of looks all night, friends, it's going to be an easy hockey game for the Oilers netminder. That much is for sure. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening. Do appreciate you being aboard here on Dolynny TV. Glad to have you along so far. Obviously, for the Oilers, again, if you're just getting caught up, it's Ryan McLeod, Matthias Ekholm, and Zach Hyman, your goal scorers so far in this one. Jan-Marc Bouchard has 2 assists. Connor McDavid and Warren Foegele have your assists in this hockey game so far. The Oilers coming out rip-roaring so far, which is nice to see on a good old Wednesday night. That much is for sure. So we'll see what's coming here for the Edmonton Oilers in a matter of moments this hockey game. So just a quick little recap as well. Looking to make sure everything is good in the back end. Looks like everything is good to go. So we'll continue along, but obviously a good hockey game so far. We'll see if the Oilers can do their thing here down the stretch. That's for sure. It's been a good start. That's the big part. Good start, but we talked about it all pregame. The Oilers have to start good and finish good tonight, because if the Oilers do that, then we'll be good to go. So here we go, friends. The Oilers just got us on commercial break right now. It tends to happen once in a while, so don't worry about it. We'll be good to go here. Has anybody tried the Bailey's Tim Hortons non-alcoholic beverages? I would be interested to see how that tastes. For a guy that hasn't drank in 3 years, trust me, I still know the taste of Bailey's. That's one the brain doesn't forget even years later. But it looks like the Ice District skating rink is out in full force right now, or they're just advertising that. I don't know how they have ice in plus 6-degree weather in Edmonton, but good on them. So we'll see what happens here. Connor McDavid, though, getting ready to go here, as he was on the Walk of Fame in, of course, Toronto, the Canadian Walk of Fame, as that's a pretty important place for a lot of historic Canadians, that's for sure. All the Connor McDavid family members there for sure. As we will get things going here. 9:24 to go in this first period. 8-5 the shots on goal for the Oilers. 3-0 the lead for the Oilers. They scored half of their first 6 shots, if that makes sense to you back home. So this one's going to be a high flip down into Carolina's end. Nice cut off by Nugent Hopkins, as this one's going to come near side past Bouchard. He'll fire it down into traffic, tipped there by Nugent Hopkins. This one's going to go all the way into neutral ice territory. And this one's going to go in behind as Hyman loses the battle, and now come the Carolina Hurricanes back the other way. This one's coming down low to Stuart Skinner, who will make the save. 8:43 to go here in this first period. 9 shots on goal now for the Oilers, but you got to think they got to quickly go out there and do their thing in this late stage, right? Go out there, score the 4th goal, right? Carolina was able to win scoring 4 on you in the first period. I think if you score 4 on Carolina in the first period, you might be able to win this hockey game. Just a feeling, I guess you could say. So, 8:43 to go. We'll have another face-off here, as it looks like the linesman comes in and starts yelling something at the crowd gathered for the face-off. And this will be a face-off 1 for the Edmonton Oilers. Darnell Nurse will play it down low to Cody Ceci. Ceci plays it right ahead up the gut, looking for that pass to Evander Kane. Couldn't connect with him. The Carolina Hurricanes right back the other way do it, but Ceci, a good, astute defensive stick, breaks that up and forces the Carolina Hurricanes into a bad pass all the way back down to Ronta, who gets this down to the line. Here's Draisaitl. Draisaitl will look to battle this off the boards. Nice play by Connor Brown up to Evander Kane, who's doing the fancy stick work, trying to get past. That'll cost the Oilers, as here comes Kotkaniemi back. The shot fired, save made by Stuart Skinner, who is holding sway here through 12 minutes of action. Skinner looking brilliant, so you love to see that so far. But Evander Kane, what was that? He's got a new stick. It's all white. He's got white tape on it. He's batting this one through the air, trying to do his thing, and then he kind of high-sticked it and tried to make the Carolina player play it before he touched it again. 8 goals in the last 9 games for Evander Kane, so I guess you could say when you're feeling it, you could feel it. But here's the one now for the Carolina Hurricanes. They win the face-off, but it comes out of the Oilers' zone, so the call doesn't help them out here as this comes back in behind, as this will come back to the near side boards, as the Oilers will see this one, and we will have a high stick ruled. And it looks like the Oilers will go to the penalty box here with a high stick against, is that Seth Jarvis, or who is that there on the Carolina Hurricanes? It'll be Warren Foegele going to the penalty box, or is am I just missing something here? Did an Oiler get away with a high stick? I guess the Oilers did get away with a high stick. Sorry, the referee marked down a high stick, but I guess not, as this one's going to go batted down the length of the ice back into Carolina territory. No penalty kill here for the Oilers. 7:40 to go in this first period of play. 9-7 as the Carolina Hurricanes are going to go play it in D-to-D in the neutral zone. Near side pass to Jordan Staal will be battled off there by Vinny Desharnais. Ryan McLeod takes a hard hit along the end wall. The shot fired. Stuart Skinner, though, makes the save again. And Stuart Skinner doing his job so far in this first period of play. He's getting paid, what, $2.6 million to do that? We like it, as this is a big time, that's Orlov, number 7 again. Throwing that one in front was Martinuk, who I believe scored a goal. And that's a redirect, I think, as well by Seth Jarvis. And Stuart Skinner made the save rather easily to make sure the Oilers didn't end up in a world of hurt there. And the Oilers having trouble so far in this game, breaking out of their own zone cleanly at times. The Carolina Hurricanes have made them pay with some shots on goal so far. That's it. And this one back in front now to Sam Gagner, who busts down the right wing into the Carolina zone. James Hamlin loses an edge, but picks up the puck nonetheless. He's turned into the boards against Slavin. And now you've got Derek Ryan trying to poke that one free. Sam Gagner wasn't quite in a position to support. And then the puck gets all kinds of lost, and Brett Burns will fire it down the length of the ice into the Oilers' end. Carolina will backhand, go off for a change, as Evan Bouchard will, hold direction in behind his own net. He will try and tell Matthias Ekholm what to do here, as the Michael Bunting guy for the Carolina Hurricanes is on the ice now, chasing around Evan Bouchard. The Hurricanes, though, on the play from Evan Bouchard, immediately fire it back into the zone, Another zone exit that doesn't end so cleanly for the Oilers. Clean those up there in the second period, and I think we'll be just fine this evening. So this one's going to come back into the middle of the ice. This is played off by Evan Bouchard over to Connor McDavid. Now over to Nugent Hopkins. Zach Hyman. Roof job for Rip. The Oilers up 4-0 in this first period to play just like that. 5:57 to go in the first period. The Oilers just find a way to light up another goal. Man, what a play there by Bouchard. Just a perfect little poke to make sure that one got over the tape of the Carolina Hurricanes player. And you look at this one right here. Bang. Just a great sweep by Mr. Bouchard. And then Nugent Hopkins draws an assist. So too does Connor McDavid. And that is a huge start here for the Oilers. A total reversal of fortune for Carolina. The Oilers running up the score here in this first period of play, that's for sure. 5:54 to go here in this first period as Draisaitl will lose the puck there. And this one will come back to the near side corner. Zach Hyman's 14th goal of the season. Leon Draisaitl plays it to the far side. McDavid and Nugent Hopkins draw the assist. That's McDavid's 22nd assist of the season already. So just like that, he's hopped up to 30 points on the year, 31 or something like that. And Zach Hyman definitely proud of scoring that goal. That is for sure. Friends, if you are new to the channel right now, I'm going to encourage you, hit that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV if you could. That would be greatly appreciated. I'm going to take a quick second break just to munch on an Oreo, and I'll be right back. All right, we good. Just had to dump me an Oreo. You know how it is. It is what it is. They've currently got the quest to win. How the Sabres stole the Dominator back in the day. Well, Dominic Hasek, you don't mind seeing that guy once in a while. He was a pretty stellar goalie, that's for sure. But we'll obviously see what the Oilers can do here to win this hockey game. They're up 4-0. Like I said, it was going to be important that they went out and got a good start to this one. And so far, so good this evening. That much is for sure. Diana Venorshot of Edmonton, Alberta has won some kind of air fryer or something for Mr. Zach Hyman scoring another goal. And he's got his second of the night. So this being a regional broadcast, Zach Hyman up to 2 goals. You know what? He needs a hat trick from here on out to possibly win somebody $1 million. Wouldn't that be something to see on the old broadcast tonight? 5:29 to go. This one near side pass. Carolina's going to fire the shot. Stewart's going to, just like that, makes the glove save. No problemo. You love to see it, that's for sure. So we'll see if the Oilers can continue things here and keep doing what they do. So here we go. 5:23 to go in this first period of play. Hyman's 23rd career 2-goal night. He's had, like, when he scores in bunches, that's for sure. And of course, he's had, what, 2 or 3 hat tricks now after never being able to score one in that first year. As this one's going to come back to Slave in the shot fired. Save made by Stuart Skinner in behind, wrapped around the net. Nothing happening there. And now this one's coming back for Evander Kane. Connor Brown pushing in the middle. The Carolina Hurricanes seal it off. They'll come back 1-on-3 essentially. And that's going to be nicely sealed off by Darnell Nurse, who hauls his man down. Remember, all of this scoring so far has been 5-on-5. And oh my goodness, Skinner just lights it up in front, makes a huge save. And then his friends come to his defense, scrambling it up in front. And you know you got good odds in front of your own netminder when you got Kane and Nurse throwing gloves in front of the net. That's good to see as they both get right back in front of the net. And that's Stuart Skinner getting clamped down in the blue paint on that puck. It's kind of one that skips up a couple of times. Seth Jarvis takes a whack at it, and then Skinner ends up falling right tidy on that puck. 4:55 to go in this first period of play. Stuart Skinner making some saves. More importantly, the Oilers scoring 4 goals on 10 shots, but Skinner's got 10 saves on 10 shots so far. Carolina with 4:52 to go here in this first period of play will get it back to center ice, and they will try and chip this one back to the Oilers side of half. Warren Foegele gets the turnover, fires it back into Carolina's end. In behind the net it goes. Remember, the Hurricanes lost 3-1 to the Jets the other night, so here we go. This one's going to go back into Carolina possession. Now back the other way. Kotkaniemi comes across the line. Chance now for Teravainen. Can't do it. 4:22 to go. The Oilers chasing this one around. Ryan McLeod will try and get this going as this one's going to come back down low. And the Oilers trying to chip this one up and over top of the net. Couldn't do it. And now this one's going to go into possession for James Hamlin. Middle of the ice pass to Desharnais. Backdoor opportunity. Stopped by Ronta for the Carolina Hurricanes. Big save made there. And the Oilers continue to furiously press here in the defense or offensive zone with the fourth line. And yeah, the Oilers looking good here tonight, that's for sure. Brain can barely comprehend it after a full day's work, that's for sure. This one continues to roll around in the near side corner as the Oilers try their best to do something here to knock it off the wall. Instead, it's Aho who comes away with it. Back to the middle of the ice. This one's going to be chipped up off the pants, and Derek Ryan will end up getting the turnover here. So this one's going to go back the other way as here come the Carolina Hurricanes to the middle of the ice. Tip pass on to Skinner goes wide. And now 3:16 remains here in this first period of play. 11-11 the shots. 2 goalies have allowed goals in this game, and neither of them are Stuart Skinner. That's pretty impressive, as this one will be finally at last a tripping call against the Edmonton Oilers, and it will go against Zach Hyman with 3:07 to go in this first period. Let me tell you, you can see the winter face warmers coming back on the old Dolynny TV here. So, of course, that means, you know what, the old mustache starts curling up into the nose sometimes. So, looks like Antti Ranta might have been worse for wear, getting that stick in the back there at one point when it got caught up in the net. So, see what happens here. But that's a tripping call all day against Zach Hyman, who unluckily can't get away with it. So, tripping call here, and we will have a face-off to the right of Stuart Skinner. One back. Darnell Nurse fires it around the boards. So it's going to be fought up by the Oilers and chipped down into Edmonton Oilers territory with 2:58 to go here in the first period of play. Brett Burns gets it going. 1:47 now on the power play as the Carolina Hurricanes cross the blue line. They'll rim it around the boards left to right again. Miscue on the defensive pass as Burns has to go hustling back. Here's Nugent Hopkins. Solo opportunity. Stopped by Ronta. And now the Carolina Hurricanes will fire up the power play back the other way. 2.5 remains in this first period of play. Svechnikov will go back to the point. Burns will look here for this one. 20-21 for the Oilers here over the past little bit. This one off of Skinner. He fought it right up, directly up above. And this one will come all the way down low to Mr. Antti Ranta in the Carolina zone. 2:12 to go here in this first period of play as this comes all the way in. Stuart Skinner able to play it off the end boards. It bounced right in front. The Oilers able to pick this one up and go back the other way as this will be worked across the Carolina line. And this is just a nice, beautiful work there by Janmark. Of course, there's only 6 forwards who kill penalties under Chris Knobloch nowadays. And you like to see that because obviously it means he's starting to make an impact on this Oilers squad. 5 for 5 versus Carolina was the Oilers penalty kill. That was the lone bright spot of that hockey game. And this one's going to be fired all the way length of the ice with 1.5 to go in the first period of play. So the Oilers doing their thing so far and hoping to keep this one rolling into the intermission. Turn back now for the Carolina Hurricanes. We'll get up across the blue line one more time. 12 seconds to go. Stuart Skinner the save. And with $1.17, we will have another stoppage in play. Whew. Wow, guy needs a nap. That's for sure. Pizza 73, proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers, friends, if you didn't know that. A little advertising there on Dolynny TV. Don't get paid to say that at all. That's a nice pickpocket there by Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. That much is for sure. And now Nuge will get to the attack here, as this one will be an opportunity for the Oilers' top line in the defensive zone. Cody Ceci will take the opportunity to knock his man off the puck. So too does Darnell Nurse, and instead comes to the near side point. Shot fired by Carolina. Save made by Stuart Skinner, goes into the corner. Half wall there. Jordan Stahl will try and force this one out into an open area in the zone. Couldn't do it. Draisaitl will fire this one back down. Here comes McDavid, Hyman, and of course Draisaitl loading up after the penalty expires. 47 seconds to go. This one fired back down. Skinner out to play it. Mishandles the puck for a brief moment. And back the other way. Here comes Draisaitl. He'll play it across near side to McDavid down the wing. He'll try and chip it in front again for Dry. Couldn't get it to him. And Draisaitl will work to the backhand in front. Nope, that one's cut off by Carolina. And how about this? 25 seconds to go here in this first period of play. And this one's going to go back down low into the... Well, actually cut off by McDavid. High zone. And the Carolina Hurricanes end up finishing this period with 15 shots on net. 16 shots now. And Stuart Skinner turns away all 16 so far. You love to see it. Not a bad go for the Edmonton Oilers in that first period of play, as with 1 second time winds down, and the Oilers will head to the dressing room, friends. And Peter, I guess you're you're calling my bluff here tonight, that's for sure. Yeah, friends, I am not in good shape. I thought I'd be able to kind of sit here and stomach through it, but yeah, no, it could be an ugly day tomorrow for sure. When I wake up, I'm already starting to feel it, that's for sure. Get a little under the weather here. I've had the electric fireplace on beside me all night, and I honestly, the right leg, which is getting the most heat on the electric fireplace, feels cold. So I'm going to tell you it's probably not a good sign, but we'll talk to you guys here in a matter of a few moments, I'm sure, for the post game if I'm still up at that point. But friends, I'm Tyson, this Dolynny TV. Thanks so much for being aboard this evening, but I am going to head on out after this first period of play. It's been my pleasure to have you along, but I ain't got no juice left, I guess you could say. That pregame definitely took it out of me as well. That's my mistake. I should have known it was going to be a later start and started later. But friends, I'm Tyson, this Dolynny TV. Thanks for being aboard. One more time, though, I will give you the scoring summary here in this first period of play. Ryan McLeod from Warren Foegele, Matthias Ekholm from Connor McDavid and Evan Bouchard, Matthias Janmark and Evan Bouchard combined on Zach Hyman's first goal of the game, and then Zach Hyman's second is from Nugent-Hopkins and Connor McDavid. So friends, I'm Tyson, this Dolynny TV. I'm up on out of here. Thanks for being aboard. Catch you in the next.